Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're going to go on Facebook Live first, and we're going to go on Instagram Live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm going on Facebook Live now. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I am still setting up my, yes, Facebook is here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone on Facebook. I would like to welcome you, everybody. Hello, everyone. Let me just put my Facebook. Welcome. Today, we're here to discuss an interesting and very important topic, how to set a goal, okay? Welcome to my Instagram, to my Facebook profile. My name is Lana Shalom. I'm a certified Neurographic instructor. I'm a certified test of psychology of money trainer. We are here today discussing how to set up your financial topic and goal when you try to use various integrative practices to work through your finances, right? How to look for a financial goal, set up a financial goal on a topic so that it would actually, work. It would actually be able to go through various interesting practices, such as, let's say, the method of Neurographica, such as, let's say, we're starting on Monday, the amazing course, Financial Regeneration. Financial Regeneration is a part of the bigger program that we're starting again this month. We actually started it yesterday. It's called the Psychology of Money. And I'm here today to discuss the very beginning, right? Everybody know this is the very first thing we learn when we start learning Neurographica or anything else, right? You guys go to the bank, right? And the bank asks you, what do you need? And you say, I need money, I need funding. And they say, why do you need it? And then you start telling them about something that you're looking forward to do, your goal, your desire, your wish, right? You want to open up some kind of center, art center, right? You want to do a yoga center. You want to buy, a house or something, right? The very first thing you always start with is your goal, your desire. So we're here to start discussing, how does this happen? Where do we go? How do we set up a goal so that our goal, first of all, will be attainable, right? Number one thing, when we set goals, what do we want for them to happen? We want for them to actually come true. So this is very important for us to start understanding that when we set a goal, we are actually looking forward to, realizing that goal, understanding that this is the goal that we are interested in achieving, right? And so how do we set a goal, especially such tricky thing as a financial goal, right? I was talking about yesterday, there are so many various financial regeneration, abundance, rewiring, so many various programs. I took some of those programs, I went through them, and there's a lot of mindset information there. Not enough practical, actually hands-on practical, exercises where you start understanding what's going on, how do I do this, what do I actually have to do in order to get from point A to point B, in order to realize my goals, okay? So that's why I'm doing the series of open sessions where we're gonna discuss step by step, various aspects of psychology of money. This is not a bank program. I'm not going to tell you which stocks to invest in. I'm not going to tell you, how to maximize your profit, financially from the point of view of like a financial analyst, right? I will talk to you about the psychology behind money, the psychology of the symbol of money, the egregor. What is money for you? What is money to anyone and everyone in the world? How it's an energy, and that's very main point we're going to discuss. But again, there will be lots and lots of practical exercises starting today, okay? So a lot of people, when they come, there were various times when I would draw a Neurographica sessions. You know, at one point I had a live session when I used to live in New York. I would actually have a live group, right, where I would come and we would work on a certain topic. We would work through a certain algorithm every week, okay? For those of you who are new to Neurographica is an amazing healing art modality. Now, when we say healing art, it doesn't just mean healing when somebody, God forbid, sick, but rather it's an art modality. It's an amazing, amazing method. Irочка, здравствуйте. Hello, Ira. And it's an amazing way to start understanding, to start realizing, to start bringing your ideas, your goals to life, to start understanding and watching how do you, what do you want? The very first thing we always work through, the very first step in Neurographic is always step number one, is topic. How to set a topic. What is your topic? What is your goal? What is your desire? What would you like to bring to life? The method of Neurographica was created by Dr. Pavel Piskaryov, PhD. He's an amazing psychologist and coach, and much more than that, that created this amazing method, and it's taking the world, you know, by whirlwind. Okay, the whole Russia, everybody in Russia, like if you talk, say, Neurographical psychologists, you know, coaches, therapists, everybody know what Neurographica is. It's becoming a big, very popular method in Europe. Now, for the past 2 years, it's been taking the US, the America, you know, the English-speaking countries, you know, on this coast, right, on this part of the world, Canada, US. More and more people are interested, more and more people. Every day I get more and more messages. Oh, how can I learn this? You know, how do I join your course? Where do I learn more? The answer is, everybody, welcome to come and explore my YouTube channel, Lana Shalom. I have a lot of open sessions that explain each aspect of Neurographica, so you can learn more, you can practice more, and you can bring more wonderful, wonderful results to your life. You can bring more wishes to your life, okay? They're gonna achieve and realize more wishes, more desires. Now, today we're going to talk about, you know, how to set up a financial goal, okay? How do you set up? So based on my and my colleagues' results, right? Based on what I saw, most of the time people would be like, okay, I want to receive $1 million. And I would say, okay, that's a good goal. When do you want to receive it? And they would be like, when? And they would start thinking. They never thought about it. This you know, this American dream, or this, you know, this idea. It's not just American. The truth is, all countries, many people, you know, nowadays are very much interested in how to increase themselves financially. You know, how to increase their financial goal, their prosperity, abundance. And they start thinking about it. They never thought about the idea that they need to have a certain time. Like, when do I want it? You know, do I want it in 10 years? Do I want it in 20? Do I want it in 50 years? When do you want your $1 million? So that was the very first question that people get stumbled upon. And then I tell them, okay, so can you tell me how much do you make now? And they would tell me, I don't know, 1,000 a month, or 5,000, or some would say, you know, it's not just me, let's say I'm a housewife and my husband works. So together, you know, let's say we're making 10,000 a month, right? Which is a good, you know, living in New York City, that's a good, you know, let's say not in New York City, not Manhattan, but let's say living in Brooklyn, which is a suburb, you know, like a suburban more part of New York City, you know, $10,000 is a good amount of money to have, right? So I'm like, okay, excellent, you know, now, how much do you want to grow? What do you want to receive? And everybody always say $1 million, right? It's like this, you know, this magical number that people say. And I start working with them. I start explaining to them. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about, right? So the goal here is not to say, I want $1 million without having any attachment, okay? Without having any understanding on how to achieve it, what does it mean, So I always start saying, once you get the first thing you do is you start understanding, you start realizing, you start kind of putting yourself in the mindset. And I always ask them a question, tell them, imagine you have $1 million now. What are you going to do with it? And again, that's another question people stumble upon. They're like, we're going to spend it, of course. I'm like, how will you spend it? What are you going to do? And people start thinking, and I tell them, why don't you make a list? How will you be, proportioning and how will you be spending the $1 million? What is it going to go? What areas, make a list. How are you going to actualize the $1 million? What are you going to do with this, And people start thinking about it, again, when people think about reaching a certain financial goal, again, they either have some general idea, right? And this is what we're here to talk about, okay? We have two parts, okay? Today, the first part, we're going to discuss the exact amount, how to set an amount that would actually be attainable and it would be close to your goal, okay? Maybe it will not be necessarily $1 million, but guess what? You can achieve $1 million within a certain period of time. And that's what we're here to talk. How do you set a goal where it's going to be, thought through, keep your ideas in mind. And the second part we're going to discuss, I don't know if we're going to have time today. We might discuss it on Monday before we draw the NeuroTree. We have an open NeuroTree drawing session on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to discuss before we draw values, the idea of values, okay? The fact that every goal needs to have values in them. And this is the way to understand whose goal are you trying to achieve? Whose goal are you looking forward to realize? Is it your goal? Is it the goal of maybe your parents, Is it the goal of your children? Is it the goal of your community? Is it the goal that you saw somebody having on social media and you're like, well, maybe I should do that too, like I mentioned, this example was $1 million. It's something everybody always say. And by the way, every country, right? Like if I speak to somebody from Russia, right? Like my colleague, Vera Zhukova, right? She's the one who, by the way, created the financial regeneration course. And I'm bringing it to you guys, to the English speaking audience. And she was telling a similar story. She's like, when you wish about money, saying, I want to have 1 million rubles, right? Which is the unit of money, the money currency in Russia, is like this magical number. And I want to tell you something, the million in rubles is not the same thing as million in dollars, right? It's a completely different currency. It's like half of it, right? Half of $1 million in dollars, right? It's like, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure. You can go on Google and check, the exact currency exchange, but it's definitely much, much, much less than $1 million. But the idea is the fact that she always says this, she says, this number million is like this magical number. People are magnetized by it. People are like amazed by it. People are like, wow. The one, I think it comes from this cultural idea of somebody becoming a millionaire, right? I mean, nowadays people are billionaires, right? And some people would actually get upset if you call them a million. They're like, I'm not a millionaire, I'm a billionaire, right? So the wish kind of went further, but again, to the general public, the idea of 1 million is very mesmerizing. So every culture always sets a goal that they want to achieve 1 million in whatever currency they have. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's a cultural trend, right? It's a cultural kind of goal and desire to become a millionaire. Let's start figuring out what's going on with you. The very first step you're going to start to figure out how much you want to achieve is, where are you now? Where are you now? What is the amount of money that you have received for the past? One second. Just take a piece of paper. And I'm actually going to discuss this with you, right? I'm going to actually kind of transfer my camera, right? Change my camera So you guys can see what I'm showing you. Those on Instagram, I'm just going to turn over my phone. Welcome, Suhair. For you guys to be able to see what I am drawing, what I am discussing, what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, I realize what's happening here. My camera was down, so let me set it up. This camera does not work today for some reason. Closer. You can actually see what I'm looking at. This is better. Okay. Much better for you guys to be able to see. Okay. Just turn it around so you can see my paper straight, not crooked. Sorry, everybody. Usually my camera is ready, but today it was on vacation. Okay. Let's try and see what we can do here. Hi, everybody. Sometimes this happens. I didn't realize my camera was out. Okay. Okay. Okay, should be better now. Yeah. Okay, now it's set up better. Okay. Okay. One of those things today. Sorry, everybody. Usually my camera is always up. You guys know that when you watch my sessions. My camera was off. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. You're going to be able to see what I'm writing, at least. Okay. There's an Instagram. I'm just going to turn it over. Like before. Something similar. You should be able to see what I am writing. Oh, maybe the opposite is better. Yeah, okay. Okay. So when we set a goal, okay, there you go. Yeah, my camera is definitely not working so well today. Okay. I'm just going to show you what I'm writing. That's going to be much easier. Those of you on Instagram, on Facebook, I'm sorry, on Instagram, you will actually be able to see. You will actually be able to see. Okay. Because no point in wasting more time setting up the camera. It just needs more. Okay. So, okay, I'm just going to write to you. I'm going to show you. It's not something that you constantly have to see. But the basic idea is this: when we set up our financial goal, it's so important for us to start understanding that there is a certain, again, like with everything else, there's certain psychology, there's certain concepts in mind that we need to keep in order for us to fully understand how do we bring an idea of a certain amount of money to life, okay? So I'm going to take a simple example. Let's say you are making $1,000 a month, okay? You can make it $10,000, you can make it, but I'm keeping it very simple in order for you guys to start understanding that how to make sure you reach a higher goal, okay? The basic understanding is to start increasing your income by 10%, okay? Some of you can be like, what, 10%? That's not a lot. So let's say I'm telling you that if you're making $1,000 a month, you can start asking for the next month, right? Let's say now we're in the beginning of October. For the next time, you can start asking for 1,000 plus 10%. What is it? 10% is $100. So you're going to say 1,100, right? $1,100. Okay. Like this. I think you should be able to see this. Okay. For those of you who are like, that's not enough for me, I have another proposition for you. There's also a possibility to ask for more than 10%. You can ask for 15%, or the highest you can ask is 20%. Okay, but remember, the more you ask, the more energy you're bringing into this, the more energy, the realization of energy you're asking for. Okay, again, those of you who are in Neurographic, you know what I'm talking about. It's like drawing lots of triangles. Okay, you're asking for a lot of energy. You must be able to be ready to realize this energy, to bring this energy to life, to bring necessary practice, okay? That's something, again, we're going to also talk about, right? But the idea of the money is the idea behind the 10%. Where does it come from? Why 10%? You can ask, and why not 50%? Why not 5%? Why not 1%? 10% is actually the basic universal law of financial law, by the way. Who can tell me what it is, right? Everybody, you guys can think it's very much understandable, especially those of you who are, let's say, religious, who ever studied Bible, right? Who go to church or to temple, to synagogue or anything else, right? We all know that this idea comes from understanding of the tenth, the charity, right? Everybody, all the religious organizations always tell you, if you are donating 10% of your salary, please donate it to our organization. The 10% comes from a biblical commandment to give to charity. When people hear you should be giving to charity, it's a general idea, right? People who are more diligent, people who are studying this in details, they start understanding that there is such an idea, such a concept as 10%. Why 10%? Because guys, when you give 10%, it's not so substantial, right? If you are making $1,000, you can handle giving $100 to charity. It's not as, let's say, in many states, right? In New York State, where I came from, the tax was 33%. That was very visible, right? That was very much felt through, right? When you receive your paycheck, right? Let's say if you're not a freelancer, right? When you receive your paycheck, right away, 33%, you're like, oh, what's going on? Where is this amount of money coming from, right? And that's an understanding of the 10%. The 10% comes from the idea that this percentage is not high enough. in order for you to feel so bad to give it away. And it works backwards as well, guys. When you are asking for 10%, actually, should I be turning this way? Is this more comfortable on Instagram, I'm wondering? Okay, whatever, I guess. When you're asking for 10%, this is such a small amount of money for the universe that it will go through in a safe and possible way for your for your resistance, for your psyche, for your mind. Your mindset will not have to change much in order to receive the 10%. Okay, the 10% is not a substantial amount, is not a crazy amount for anybody to work through or to understand through. Okay, guys. So when you are when you're wishing for something, when you want to add, so when you add 10% every month, it's doable. It's not so much in order for your mind to start wondering, how it's going to happen. What do I have to do? And when we talk about your mind, we're really talking about your unconscious, your subconscious, right? Your resistance, everything within you starting to stir up and saying, oh my God, how am I going to realize this? Do I have enough energy? Do I have enough resources? 10% is doable. $100 adding is doable. But let's say you're doing it every month, right? So let's say now is October. And let's say in November, we want $1,100, right? So if those of you who want to count this also works with the 15% and 20%. By the way, the maximum is 20%. Why? For the same reason. When we give the charity, the maximum amount of money a person should be donating should be 20% of their salary, no matter how rich they are, no matter how much they earn. 20% is the appropriate number. If you give more, you're telling the universe that you don't really value the money, and you're not like, you don't really need the money. And the universe is like, okay, then I'll adjust it for you. Okay. And 10% is also important. 10% we receive from the universe to actually give the charity. Okay. So there's a whole discussion about 10% that we can discuss in a different terms, how it works and why. And it just works. I'm going to tell you now, based on the experience of many people, rich people and not so rich people, 10% works. Okay. So let's say if we go month by month and figure out what happens when we get to October 2022. Excuse me. So in November, you get 10% from the October salary. What happens in September? You're asking for 10% from the November salary, okay? So 10% from the November salary will be $110, right? So the result, you will get $1,210, okay? What happens in January? You will get 10% of this amount, okay? It will be, right, 121, $1,331, okay? February, what happens? You get 10%, right? 133, 1464, okay? That's February. March, guys, you can do this with any amount. Just count the 10%. Again, if you feel that your energy, if you are a very energetic person, you can work it out with 15% and 20% as well. But remember, it will require more energy. It will require more working through, okay? If you are somebody who's new in your financial, working, I would definitely suggest starting with 10%, especially if you're joining the financial regeneration course, definitely start with 10%. You want to make sure you are kind of, it's like when you're starting to do some kind of gym exercise regime, right? First, you do a little bit. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want your muscles to be overworked, right? You want to start little by little and then adding more and more and more, exercises, more weight to your regime, okay? So adding 4 or 10% more, 4 to 6 is 15, 0, 1. And 1, okay, 16, 10, okay, April. Guys, so far we have been working on the 6 month already, okay? Look at the amount is changing drastically, right? 161, so it's 177, okay? May, 7, 8, 4, 9, with 1948. June, 194, okay? You do your calculations, or you can just watch me doing mine. Those of you on Facebook, I'm just gonna show you the exact amount at the end, okay? 2 and 1, 4 and 1. Okay. In June, we're gonna get to $2,142. Those of you on Facebook, I'm just gonna show it to you. In June, okay? June is the 7th month, okay? We're already getting to the, you see what's happening? You already increased your salary within 6 months. You are growing 100% already, more than 100%, okay? You went from $1,000 to $2,142. Now, let's go further, right? Just to finish this exercise. July. 214, 6, 3, 2356 in July. August, right? September and October, okay? Okay, August, 2, 3, 5, 1, 1, 5, okay? September, 2, 5, 9. Almost there, guys. We're in September now. One more month to go till October, okay? 1, 8, okay? In October, we are going to be making, let's see, 5, 3, okay, guys, look at this. Coming in October 2022, your amount will be $3,135, okay? You grew 300%. Guys, you started with $1,000. Check if you guys see me. Let me check the Facebook to make sure you guys see me. Yeah, you should be seeing me, okay? You started with $1,000. Right here, okay? $1,000, okay? And you guys finished with this amount. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger so you guys can see it. 3,135. Okay, guys, 300%. And this is how it works, guys. And it works nicely. It works quite safely. I want to tell you right away from the point, again, psychology of money is exactly what it's about. How to figure out a way for your consciousness to work with you, okay? You don't want to work against your resistance. You want to work with your resistance. You want to transform your resistance. You want to show your resistance. Exactly how, let's say, the Neurographic Method works, right? You don't work directly with your resistance. You're not teasing it. You're not, you're not trying to fight it. What you're doing it is you're doing it in a safe manner, and it's also very enjoyable and it's pleasurable, guys. To increase your salary every month by 10% is so doable. Again, those of you who wants to try more, do you want to dare more? Do you have more energy? I know people like that, right? I have friends like that. They're very energetic, they're very into, if you tell them to do something, they get up and they do. They're very energetic. They have a lot of resources, lots of energy. And for them, yes, I would say, yes, you can try 15% or even 20%. Imagine if for 10%, we're growing 300% at the end in a year, in 12 months. Yeah, you can imagine what happens with 20%, you would grow 600%. And with 15% growth every month, a total in 1 year, in 12 months, you would grow what? I guess somewhere between 300 and 600, right? Which is what? About 450? You guys understand how this dynamic works? It's very, this is exactly how it works. This program, this idea is very realistic. It works, it happens. I do want to recommend all of you to try it, all of you to start understanding that, yes, this is how to get. So sit down, work out, look at your amount, okay? If you have any questions, yes, you're welcome to PM me. You're welcome to ask me questions under this live session, right? The replay. I know most of you told me that you're gonna watch this in a replay. Yes, absolutely. If you're watching it on YouTube, I'm going to put it on YouTube later on. You're welcome to ask me. You're welcome to consult with me. I do give consultations, guys. When you come to draw the Neuro Trio Monday with me, it's going to be an amazing, amazing session. Everybody welcome to attend. It's an open session, the first open session of the Financial Regeneration course. And when you come, and I'm going to ask you, because we know that in Neurographica, we never draw for no reason. We always have a goal we want to achieve. We have to have a wish, a desire we want to realize, we want to come true. And I'm going to ask you, what is your wish? And what is the amount? What is the financial? We'll work with financial regeneration, guys. We're actually working with a certain amount. Okay, we're not wishing for millions. That's very simple, and it's very deceiving for your mind, right? Because it's a general idea of $1 million, right? But we are going to wish for the, right, since we finished writing, we are going to set up a goal that would be personalized to us. What do I want? How much money do I want to get? Sit down and do this work, okay? And you can set up your goal like this. You can say in 2022, I want to receive this amount of money. Figure out how much would it be if you add 10% every month. And I'm going to tell you right away now, in a year. But if you tell me right away now that if I'm making $10,000, can I just multiply it by 300% and say, can I make $30,000 in a year? I'm going to say it's a bit steep because, again, you are kind of jumping ahead. The trick is to set up small steps to get to the higher ones, okay? The trick is to set up short-term goals and then lead it up to the long-term goals. Don't try to jump to the long-term goals, guys. This is not how reality works, right? We talked about it a lot, right? We have 4 worlds. The bottom world, the physical world we live in, it has nature, it has universal laws, it has physical laws, right? We all took physics in school. You know, we have certain laws we need to follow through, laws of physics. Things grow in a certain manner. Things doesn't grow overnight. It's not a fairy tale, right? It's not magic beans, right? I love one of my favorite movies, The 10th Kingdom, right? Where the main character gets magic beans and he says, this is it. I'm in fairy tale. I finally get my wish come true. And he throws the magic beans and he wishes for something at that moment, right? Whatever the plot was. And the idea is he got his wish come true, but then something went away from him. His reality, his mind is not used to things happening so quickly, guys. We need to learn to manifest, absolutely. And this will be a course about learning to manifest your financial wants, your financial desires, but we are not going to throw the magic beans and grow the, the beanstalk outside of the window. And even then, remember, in order for Jack to get to the end, he actually went through a lot of trouble. He actually went through a lot of difficulties. How about you choose I don't want to say the word difficult, but how about you choose your pathway to receive your money? That's something we're actually going to discuss next session on Monday. We're going to meet at 10 a.m. We're going to discuss an interesting part. I'm going to talk about values, how to make sure that the goal that you are choosing, the pathway you're choosing to receive your money through are actually representative of who you are, or what you want in life. And, you know, not the echo of something else, you know, of some egregors or archetypes within your life, okay? But again, when we make a wish, when we make a topic, when we make a goal, 3 major important parts. I actually discussed this when I discussed the topic part of the 7 steps of the algorithm within Neurographica. You can find a whole open session where I talked about it in details and explained why and how, when to do it and how to do it. The 3 important parts is amount of money. Okay, when you're asking for a financial goal, you actually put a certain amount of money. You don't just say, I want $1 million. You don't just say, I want money. That means absolutely nothing, right? My favorite allegory is that when you say, I want money, it's similar to saying, I want a present, right? The boy says to his to his mother, I want a present. The mother goes and buys a doll. And he says, oh, I didn't want a doll. I wanted a car. And she says, oh, I wish you would tell me that. When you want money, you ask for a certain amount of money, because otherwise money do come to you. You get money. But is it the amount that you want? Do you want to get the amount that you want? Let's deal with this as adults, right? And let's deal with it as people who are responsible and understand what they have. By the way, when you count what you have, that's also part of your gratitude, right? You are grateful for what you have. You're saying thank you. You're being grateful. You're being kind. You're saying I love you to the universe, to the divine, to God, right? And then you're asking for more, right? All parts of what we did in the Ho'oponopono program, right, that we just finished. Thank you, I love you, right? And then figure out what's going on, which is the pathway. So the first part we always ask for is the amount of money, right? You need to put the amount of money. You need to decide how much you're paying for rent. How much do you actually need to live monthly? And then add some more, right? Like I said, start growing by 10%. You need the amount of money. Then you also need the way you're going to realize yourself, okay? We will talk about it the next session, okay? Values, understanding, which pathways do you choose? How do you bring the money into your life, right? People can bring money into their life in different ways, right? Some people, some ways are not as legal, let's put it this way, as the others, right? Some ways are not as pleasant as the others, right? It's the typical, again, another allegory where a person says, oh, I wish I can become, get $10,000. And then his wish manifests and he gets a note, oh, your grandmother passed away and you got $10,000 as a will. What do you call that? And he's like, I got the 10,000, but I'm sad. Right? That's not what we want. We want the things to come to us with values, with pleasure, with ideas, right? So amount, values, right? How do we achieve this money? Pathways, right? Question will be how, right? And the third idea will be by what date? Give yourself a date, right? Like I said before, if you want to be a millionaire, do you want to be a millionaire within 1 year, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years? Maybe you want to be a millionaire in 400 years, and then you're going to be great grandchildren who will be millionaires, right? What are you thinking about? Is it within this lifetime? Then you need to have a plan, guys, okay? Like everywhere else. Like I said in the beginning, when you come to the bank and you're asking for money, what are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you, give me the business plan. Nobody gives you money without a business plan, without the exact structuring, what's happening and how it's happening and where it's happening, okay? So bring structure into your life. Let's start working. By the way, money loves structure. Money loves creativity too. We're going to learn how to bring, and that's the topic of duality, which again, we're going to talk about. Dualities. Sometimes people think structure and creativity are two opposing things. They're not. We're going to learn how to combine them and bring creativity and structure to our money so that we're going to be creative. We're going to get the amount of money we want, and we're going to get it within the certain period of time that we need it. You need to pay rent every month, guys. You getting the money you need for rent in 2 months or 3 months or 6 months is not good enough. You need to pay your rent every month. So make sure when you count your amount of money, you figure out how much do you need to survive? How much are you getting? Sometimes people get a minus, right? But they need, let's say if they need to pay for an apartment, $2,000 a month, but their net income is $1,500. You need to figure out that gap, guys. Again, I'm not here to talk to you necessarily about money, about numbers. I am good in math. I am good with numbers, right? So yes, absolutely. I want you to work with numbers. I want you to figure things out. But we're going to actually talk about what's holding us up. Where is this $500 gap in the example I just gave you, okay? Let's talk about the gaps, the backward gaps and the forward gaps. If you want to go from $1,000 to $3,000 in a year, what are we doing about it? And again, don't ever do the 12-month because it's it doesn't work as well. You may get the 3,000, right? You may get the 300%, and it will happen exactly in a year. It's not what you want. You want to get your money slowly, little by little, by little, by little. By the way, this happened to me. I set a certain amount of money, a huge, humongous, much more. This was before I learned how to do this 10% thing, right? And I set up a huge amount of money, like much more than what I was receiving, like maybe 10 times more, not 300% that we counted, but really 100%, not 100% or something, right? 1,000% than what I wanted, right? And that's the interesting part. Okay, that's what I want you to start understanding, start bringing into yourself, start focusing on monthly. Talk about monthly. Set up your monthly list the way I did it, right? Every month, count it up. And the 10%, guys, grows not from the very first amount. The first step is from the first amount. The next step is from the second amount. The fourth step is from the third amount. Got it, guys? Step by step, exactly what I did. You grow 10% and 10% and 10% and 10% of each monthly. Okay, and that's how you grow to 300%. Okay, guys? I'm going to say goodbye to you. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for being with me. I'm very glad to see you here. I am looking forward to seeing most of you on Monday for the Neuro Tree of Financial Growth and Prosperity. And we're going to discuss values, and we're going to discuss many other things, okay? I'm wishing you a beautiful, wonderful weekend ahead, and looking forward to, if you have any questions, welcome to ask me in the comments under the video, or you can PM me if you have a specific personal question. And of course, welcome to the YouTube channel, where you're going to find many, many more open sessions on this topic, and actually previous topics, which will be Neurographica. Okay. Next week, I will be going live. Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be about financial growth, right? The psychology of money. And Tuesday and Thursday, I will do open sessions on Neurographic topic. We will start going deeper into the pyramid of unconsciousness, which is an absolutely amazing work. Actually go with the psychology of money. Okay, they do work together. We'll see. We will see the way they work together. Okay, everybody, enjoy your weekend, and goodbye.